Hey guys, Target here, and today I'm bringing you something different. As you can see, this is not a game that I usually play. This game is actually called Townscaper, which is a game that is currently on early access on Steam. Townscaper is a sandbox city building game, or as the developer points on its Steam page, it is an instant town building toy, so it doesn't even call it a game. I've actually discovered this toy or this game via other creators, other YouTube creators here on the platform. I have purchased the early access copy and I've played it around for a bit, and I've decided to make this video to share this game with you guys, as I believe some of you might be interested in playing it. It is a very simple and very intuitive game. You just point and click on stuff on the map, and it's very easy to make interesting creations. So what you're seeing right now on your screen is actually a time-lapse build of my first ever city in Townscaper. It is a very relaxing game to play, and even though it's very simple and very minimalistic, everything's in the right place. The graphics, the audio feedback, the sounds, everything feels good to play. Everything responds well. The developer made an amazing job, and I say developer because I think this game was made by a single individual. But anyway, I would like to show you some live gameplay with some explanation of how the game works, so let's jump into that. Okay, so when you start playing, you pretty much start on an empty area. This is supposed to be a river. And to start playing, you just have to select the color from the left menu and just click on the map, and it will automatically create a platform. And as you build and click around, you are going to connect the platforms with the existing ones. So for example, I can even connect them diagonally, as you can see here, and everything should be connected. And if I start adding a second level, it will start to create some houses, as you can see here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The game is pretty straightforward. It's just point and click. And that's how it is called an automatic city simulator, or an automatic city builder. Now you can have different heights, so I could even keep expanding this building and create some towers. So if I add another platform here, I can pretty much expand the buildings. And it will generate some assets around the buildings itself, depending on the combination of blocks that you've placed. So for example, over here, it placed some binoculars, this plant over here in a vase, a window, a door, and a mailbox. If I create another tile right next to it, it will delete the binoculars and extend the selection. In this area, for example, it created some ladders and a mailbox that connects directly to the beach itself. Now let's suppose we want to create something more complex, or a bit more complex. I'm going to create a platform on the other side of the river, and I'm not going to connect it with this platform. To connect it, I'm simply going to build a building here and another building here, and if I connect the two of them in the middle, it kind of creates a bridge. Well, not really a bridge, but it makes a house connecting the two segments without having to create a platform. So you can pretty much build something without having something underneath, as long as the sides are connected. If I build this a bit taller and I connect over here instead, it kind of creates an arch, which is a lot better looking. Another possible combination is, for example, if you enclose an entire area. So for example, if I do something like this, and then I connect this one and closing off this area, it will create a park in the middle automatically, which is really great. And the park can be as big as you possibly want. So I can come all the way over here and it kind of creates a bigger park. Or I can even fill this entire thing to create a park over here. There we go. You can add more depth to your creations by creating more stories. So if I come over here and add a few towers, it will make it more realistic. And I can even add a few platforms over here as well, such as this one. If you click on this button over here, it will enable the grid. So this is the buildable area that you have. As you build more to the size, it will reveal more of the grid and will expand your map, allowing you to build bigger creations. But the map is limited, so be careful with that. Another thing that you can do, actually the only thing that you can do when it comes to building, is actually select other colors for building. So for example, we have this entire range of colors. I can build some greenhouses over here to increase the contrast of this area. So this is another possibility. I believe there's only one way that different colored buildings affect gameplay. So for example, if I have two buildings of the same color, it will connect automatically. But if I have two buildings of different colors, it will actually leave a gap in between, such as this one, for example. But if I extend this one a bit further and I make it higher, it will connect everything back again. Also, it appears that if I put yet another colored building to the left, it will connect everything together. But you can clearly see these are different houses because it doesn't connect properly over here. And I believe if I do the same over here, it will extend that even further. And if I make yet another house, yes, it will connect these ones. But these ones are going to be spread apart, which is interesting. Not really sure how the game is programmed for it to behave this way. But yeah, the game is pretty much this. It's pretty intuitive, it's just point and click, as I've said, and it will automatically create a city. And I don't think it's possible to create something in this game that doesn't look well. So for example, this town is just a random city that I've started just to show you a bit of gameplay. I just clicked randomly on the map and it created this small town that doesn't even look that bad. So if you add a bit of hierarchy and a bit of structure, you can make pretty interesting creations. I also like the style that the developers have used. Is this cartoonish but very colorful style, which is very pleasing to look at. And the gameplay itself, it's very satisfying. Just a point and build and watching the things build before your eyes, it's really relaxing and satisfying to look at. And there are even some combinations that I'm still not aware of. So for example, if I place a building here, it will create these stairs that connect directly to the beach. So you can make a 100% connected city if you explore the game mechanics to the fullest potential. But what I want to do now is show you my first complete creation in this game, so let's jump into that. Okay guys, so this is my first creation in Townscaper. This took me about 1 hour to build. 56 minutes to be more precise. So I've decided to go for a port city with these small neighborhoods which are colored. We have the yellow, blue, red and green neighborhoods, which is where the population lives, in other words the plebs and the peasants. And in the middle we kind of have this fortress, kind of like a castle, that can be used as a defense from the enemies that attacked via the sea from this area over here. So of course this is just hypothetical. There's actually no enemies in this game. This is a sandbox game. You just build and that's pretty much it. But I've tried to add a few dogs over here, some towers, some walls, and I think it turned out pretty well. I really like these spiky towers. They add a lot of character to this entire thing. Also, you can build multiple level stories. I don't even know what's the max height level that you can go in this game. But by using different size towers, you create a lot of depth that helps distinguish the castle from the main part of the city. I've even added some little details. Well, I didn't add, the game created them by itself. That's the magic of this game. For example, this little park over here that is surrounded by the castle itself, and we kind of have this wall going through the middle of it, and we even have these little balcony, these trees, these little benches. This is just small details that the game adds as you are building, depending on the combination of blocks that you use. That is really interesting. It's really interesting how this game works and creates assets surrounding the areas that you build. Then we have these two main bridges that connect the fortress to the population. So we have this one, the elevated one that connects to the red neighborhood. Then we have another bridge that is at a lower level than this one. So as you can see, this one is one level higher and connects to the yellow neighborhood. Everything is connected, hypothetically, so people could walk through these paths. And the paths connect every single area of the neighborhood. And we even have these suspended houses, and we have these binoculars as well, and in some cases we have some laundry that the game places between two towers. I think I even have, yes, there we go, some laundry next to the castle, which is really ridiculous. But anyway guys, that's pretty much it for this game. As I've said, very simple, very minimalistic, very easy, very relaxing to play. It's currently on early access on Steam. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description. And no, this video is not sponsored, for anyone who's wondering. If you want to try it out, just go to Steam and buy it for yourself. The only thing that bothers me in this game is that there's no progression. There's nothing to unlock, there's nothing to look forward to. you just build stuff, and that's pretty much it. It would be interesting if there was a resource collecting system where player had to go get the resources to build its own creations. That would at least make things a bit more challenging, but that's just my opinion. But anyway guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it, I hope it has been helpful, and let me know what you thought of it. I usually don't make these types of videos, but I believe this type of game could be of interest to a lot of you guys, so I've decided to share. But it's time to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again on the next video. Have a good one, and as always, have fun.